I'm ready to think, and today I'm going to show you on how to solve the 3x3 axis cube, which is basically a shape mod of Rubik's Cube. It has been quite a while for me to do a video tutorial due to all the pandemic going around, but here I'm back. So this cube is similar to the other shape mods like 3x3 Fisher Cube and 3x3 Mastermorphics, for which you can refer to my previous tutorials. Axis Cube is my personal favorite from the set of all puzzles. It is really a fun puzzle to solve and can look really scary when scrambled. It's very easy to lose the track of the pieces when it's all jumbled. But the best part of this cube is that there are no parities and it's exactly similar to solving a standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube. The important thing to understand in this cube is to recognize clearly which is your first layer, your middle layer and the last layer. The entire orientation is different than a standard Rubik's Cube and it will take some time for you to clearly know the various layers. So take some time to understand these various layers. So this is your first layer, which is basically the white, green and the red one. The in between one is the middle layer, this entire thing. And this one is the last layer, orange, blue and the yellow one. So you will have to observe this in this orientation to understand what are the different layers. The color convention is the same as the Rubik's Cube. So white faces the yellow ones, blue faces green and red faces the orange side. Like Rubik's Cube, it has 6 centers, but each of the center is made up of 2 colors. Again, let's see it in this orientation. So you will have this as a center, this is a center, this is a center, and this one is a center, and you will have this and this. 6 centers. Let's talk about the edges now. There are totally 12 edges. There are 6 single color trapezium shaped edges, which are basically these edges. Again, let's move it like this. So this is an edge, this is a trapezium shaped edge. You will have this one, this edge, white edge, a yellow one, blue, green ones. And you will have 6 dual color edges also. Again, these are the ones, dual color edges. And this edge, this edge, this edge, this one. So totally there will be 12 edges. Coming to the corners, there are 2 types of corners, 6 triangle shaped corners. This is a corner, okay, and this is a corner, and it's only single color but triangle shaped. And there are 2 tricolor corners. So you will see that this is one corner which is made up of 3 colors, and just opposite to this there will be this another triangle shaped corner. I presume that you know the standard conventions we follow for algorithms. If not, do watch my other tutorial for a standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube where I explain it in details. You just have to learn 6 easy algorithms to solve this cube, and for the sake of consistency, these are exactly similar to the algorithms I used in my other tutorials. If you open the cube and see the assembly, it is exactly similar to a 3x3 Rubik's Cube on the inside. So the algorithms of a Rubik's Cube straight apply to this one as well. There's just one difference, which is due to this dual colored centers, and they can get rotated by 180 degree and you can see it visibly, and you need to do those extra steps to correct it. I'll show you how to do that later in the tutorial. So with that introduction, let's go ahead and scramble randomly now. We now have a sufficiently scrambled cube, and wow, doesn't it look scary? All these pointy corners and edges. So we solve this cube layer by layer, and first we will complete the cross with a center and the 4 edges on the first layer. So take the red white center first, which is this one, and visualize your objective to complete by looking at the picture that is coming up. This cross can be completed just by observation and rearranging. There is no algorithm involved here. So let's complete the trapezium shaped edge first. So we need to have the red one. We can bring it here and turn it around, and it matches and is flush. Let's look for the white one. It's here. Turn it around and it should come here actually. So I just brought it here and turn it around. So this is swapped. So what we need to do is bring it to the other center, which is this one. Turn it around 90 degree again, bring it to this center, and just keep a note on this center, because you have to bring back this white trapezium back to this one. And then once you turn around like this, now it's flush. Okay, so this will continue to happen randomly. You will get these edges which will be swapped, and you will have to just take it to the next center, rotate it by 90 degrees and bring it back to the same center so that the edges swap. Let's now look for the dual colored edges. So one is here, and just rotate it so it comes here. Let's look for the other dual color edge, which is this one, and rotate it here. You can see this is swapped. Now again do the same thing, just take it to the another center here like this, just rotate it to one more center by 90 degree. This will happen, and once this has come here, you can bring this edge to this center, because this is the center on which you have to rotate this piece, and ensure that you take it back, this trapezium shaped edge, because we disturbed that. And now with this edge, rotate it back and your colors would be swapped. If you see, all our 4 edges are complete, which is making our first cross. Now that we have finished the edges, we have to finish the corners. Remember the triangle shaped corners, and so here we will find a green one. A green one corner is here, and I can just bring it here, and this corner needs to go here. So let's take a look at what happens in Rubik's Cube. So in Rubik's Cube, if you see, if you have to bring one corner from here to here, and if that particular corner is somewhere at different place, you will bring that particular corner at the bottom here, and there'll be one edge here, and you need to bring it here. And we'll use the algorithm R prime, D prime, R, D to bring up that corner. So same thing we will have to do it here. I have this green corner, and I use the algorithm R prime, D prime, R, D. Though the corner has come, but it's not oriented correctly, so we'll do that algorithm once again. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Do it again. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. So there we have one corner is come correctly. Let us solve the other corners. Okay, I need to bring a white triangle corner here. So it is here. Just turn it around so that it just exactly comes here, which needs to be brought here. Do the same algorithm. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime R D, R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D. So the white corner is done. Let's look for other corners. Okay, we need to finish the red corner. Let's see where is. So here is it. Okay, I can bring it here. R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D, R prime D prime R D. Red is done. Now this corner, which is the triangular pyramid type of corner, needs to be completed. That is here. Okay, just turn it around. It comes here. Use the same algorithm. R prime D prime R D. Okay, so our first layer is complete. Let's move on to the next layer. There are two parts to completing the middle layer: orienting the middle layer centers correctly and completing the middle layer edges. As you can see, the middle layer centers, if oriented wrongly, are visible prominently because they are made up of two colors and shaped differently. As an example, this is one center, it is oriented incorrectly, so that is why it is very prominent. What I can do is just move the first layer so that you can just match up these centers like this. You can turn, so I know red and blue should come here, red and blue center. My green and orange is correct, but if you see, my blue and white and my green and yellow are oriented incorrectly. This problem you will not get it in normal Rubik's Cube because these centers are of same color and is shaped consistently. So even if they are oriented wrongly, you will not notice them. In order to correct the orientation of the centers, first rotate the right side twice anti-clockwise and then rotate the bottom anti-clockwise twice. So I need to correct this center. So what I will do is keep this as my right center and rotate it anti-clockwise twice. 1, 2, and this bottom layer, which is adjacent to this center, anti-clockwise twice. 1, 2. Now then rotate this center in a way that when you bring back these edges, it should be flush. So in this case, I think I can rotate it anti-clockwise twice. 1, 2. Now bring back this, which is the bottom. You see, these are flush. Now I can do a right clockwise so that my center is correct. Do the same for the other mismatched center, which is this. Keep this as a right center. Move it anti-clockwise twice. 1, 2. Bottom one anti-clockwise twice. 1, 2. And I think I can rotate it 90 degree clockwise. Bring back this edge here and you will see that this is flush. Now I can rotate it clockwise on the right side twice, and when you bring back, all your centers are now correct. Now we need to solve the middle layer edges. First check which edge you need to bring to the middle layer. For example, let's look at this point. So we know that there needs to be one green trapezium that should come here, and actually it's here. So if I just try to bring it here, you know that once this comes, this will not be flush. So I just bring it back, and let me turn this on this center. And now from this center, if I rotate it, it will be flush, because the small side of the trapezium will come here and the longer side will come here. So keep this at this position. And now in order to bring this trapezium from this point to the left hand side, use this algorithm: U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. So now your edge has come correctly here. Let's go look out for another edge. Here I see that one white edge needs to come. So this edge should come here. So let's move this edge. So now keeping this on the center, we need to move this edge which has to rotate on the right side. So just know that this would be your right center, this is the left, and this is the top center. So now use this algorithm: U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. So your this edge is also complete. Let's take another edge. This blue edge should come here. So if you see, it will have to be moved to the left side. Again, keep this on the center. Use this algorithm: U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. So my this edge is also complete. Now we have to fix this edge. Let's look for it. So this is the edge, the red one, which has to come here. Just rotate on this center and bring it here on this center. If you turn it, just check this is the right one, and this also needs to move to left. So we can do the same algorithm: U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. So now all your edges are complete. So if you see, our first layer is complete, our middle layer, which is this entire center, both the centers and the edges are complete. So let's move on to solve the final layer. The first objective to complete on the last layer is to solve the equivalent yellow cross, exactly similar to how we solved the white cross on the first layer. There can be three situations. There could be zero edges which would be flush. I'm talking about these edges 1, 2, 3, 4 next to this center. And there could be two edges which could be flush, and there could be four edges which could be flush with their centers. So let's see what do we have here. So in my case, if you just turn around, okay, I see that my yellow edge is flush with this corresponding center. Just turn around. I see my other edge though it's flush, but its colors are swapped, so it's not matching. Let's see the orange one. This one, orange one is also swapped, it's not matching. However, if you take a look at this edge, its colors are matching and it's flush with its other center. So we have two edges which is correct, this one and the yellow one. So what you can do is keep this two edges, because these two are adjacent, keep this in front. This would be your front, this center would be your front, and this is top, right and left center. So one correct edge will be in front, the other correct edge will be on the right, and apply this algorithm. F R U R prime U prime F prime. So let's now go and see which ones are flush. So I see yellow is already flush. Turn it around. Orange is not yet flush. Okay, I see the blue and yellow ones are flush and the colors are also matching, whereas the orange and the blue one have swapped. Now so yellow is matching, so I just keep yellow on the left hand side and the yellow and blue one on the right hand side, and do the same algorithm. But so this needs to be on left, this needs to be on right. F R U R prime U prime F prime. Let's take a look at this. So this is flush and the color is matching. Let me take a look at the yellow one. Yellow is matching, blue and yellow is matching, and my orange is matching. Generally, if you have zero edges being flush to begin with, and when you apply the algorithm, then two edges will become flush, and then you can continue to apply the algorithm once or twice to get all the four edges flush and the color matching. If you have all the four edges flush to begin with their centers and colors are matching, then we can jump on to permuting them to their right positions. Don't look at the corners now, because we will solve them after the edges are fully complete. There can be three situations when you have to permute the edges to their correct locations. You can have all four edge pieces correctly positioned and aligned to their correct centers, so you don't have to do anything and move on to solve the corners. Or you can have two edge pieces correctly positioned. Here they can be either adjacent or opposite to each other. So let's look what do we have in our case. So if I turn around, what I see is that my yellow is flush and correct. My other edge, blue and yellow, is also correct, whereas my orange should come here and blue and orange edge should come here. So in this situation, what I can do is just keep these correct ones on the right and the back positions, okay, and then apply this algorithm, keeping this as your front. R U R prime U R U2 R prime. So let's see if the edges have got swapped or not. So I turn around and yes, my edges have correctly swapped. So all my edges have come correctly now. This, and this. If you have two of your correct edges on the opposite side, then keeping them on right and left positions, apply the same algorithm, R U R prime U R U2 R prime twice, and then all the four edges will be permuted correctly. If there are none of the edges in their correct positions, you can choose any side and apply the same algorithm, R U R prime U R U2 R prime once. It will then have two edge pieces correct, and then you can use the algorithm once or twice to get all the edge pieces to their correct positions. When all the edges are in their correct locations, we can now solve the corners. The first thing to do is to ensure that all the corners are in their right locations, irrespective of their orientations. We will correct the orientation in the end. So first find a corner which is in the right location. In my case, you would see that this corner is correct, whereas this one should be here and this should come here and this corner should come here. In order to correct this, keep the correct corner on the left hand side, this on the left, and then apply another algorithm to rotate the three corners, these three corners clockwise. So the algorithm to use is R prime, F, R prime, back 2 times, R, F prime, R prime, back 2 times, R 2 times. So now all the corners have come to their correct locations. In case none of the corners were in their correct locations to start with, you can start from any side and apply the same algorithm, R prime, F, R prime, back 2 times, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. It will correct at least one corner, and then keeping that corner on the left side, you can rotate the other 3 corners clockwise to bring it to their correct locations, like how we did right now. Once all the corners are in their correct locations, we can orient them. For this, do the same algorithm R prime, D prime, R, D that we used for solving the first layer corners. The algorithm is a complete cycle, and even if the corners orients correctly, ensure to complete the cycle. So let's do it here. I can keep this side, do R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, not yet corrected, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Now once this is corrected, just turn around on this center so that this disoriented corner comes here, and you can do the same algorithm, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, and just turn it around. So this will be done. When we were doing this algorithm, the bottom layer's corners get disoriented and dislocated. So don't worry about all that. That will eventually get corrected. Just keep continuing to correct the orientation of your corners on the top layer. So you should be done with the cube now, but 50% of the times you get a situation in which the final center will be incorrectly oriented and you need to rotate it by 180 degree. To solve this, keep the top center oriented wrongly as the upper top and do the algorithm R, U, R prime, U 5 times. You can refer to my supplementary video where I will show you that particular situation and how to solve that. Hope you all enjoyed my video, and please do subscribe to my channel Ready to Think, as I will post more interesting tutorials on other Rubik's Cubes. Also, during this pandemic, I would request all of you to stay safe in your home and take some time to solve any Rubik's Cube to kill the boredom. So good luck with solving the Axis Cube, and bye for now.